Good evening, everyone out there. Oh, we're going to play that again. That's like I Got It All, probably. Hold on. Hello, Facebook Live. Welcome. It's me, Miss Morgan, the Queen. So nice. They named her thrice. And I'm your reigning Miss Gay Delaware America 2024. Welcome to the next podcast of Let's Get Down to Excellence. If this is your first time joining us, please hit that share button. The more people we bring in, the more people that fall in love with that America system that I love so much. But I'm so excited for this evening. I have the crew of the Miss Gay America system ready to chat it up with me, and I can't wait to find the ins and outs and all the good gossip of what happens backstage from the America system. But first, before we get into it, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I want to give the accolades to all the contestants thus far for the Miss Gay America system. I do want to give a shout out on the other branches of the America system. First, for the Miss Gay, the Gay America Esquire, Christopher. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see all your prelims and all the stuff coming up for that, as well as Naomi St. James for the Miss Gay America Femme division. So I cannot wait to see all that you bring this year. But getting into the Miss Gay America pageant system, we have 5 prelims completed thus far. So let me just give a shout out real quick to all the contestants coming through. We have for Miss Gay Missouri, Penelope Booz, and their first alternate, Heather Fellas. We have Miss Gay Michigan, which is Courtney Kelly, and her first alternate, Katrina Alexis Monet. We have Miss Gay Sin City, which is America Praise, and first alternate, Barbara Seville. Miss Gay Arizona, Chris Mort, as well as first alternate Benediction, and to last but certainly not least, Miss Gay Southern America, Ebony Alexander, and the first alternate Malibu, Von Schweetz. You better with that, Von Schweetz. I love that. So congratulations. I can't wait to see what you bring this year. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fabulous. A little bit about me, though. I do have a charity called Nurse Morgan Helps that brings awareness and funds to at-risk youth for the LGBTQIA plus community. It's an LLC 501c3. So please, if you want to check out my website at www.nursemorganhelps.com, you can message me, or you can also donate as well. All the money goes towards those children in need, as well as helping out our community. A couple other dates real quick that I just want to share. For me, I'm your Miss Gay Delaware America 2024. My step down will be on October 18th for the Miss Gay Delaware America pageant. And the next day on the 19th is the Miss Gay Femme Delaware pageant. Keep on your calendars as well. We have August 9th, which is the Miss Gay Vogue America. Give it up for that. That's also in Wilmington, Delaware. A couple other fun ones. We have Miss Gay Maryland, which is on September 6th. And then we also have Philly. We have 4 more prelims happening. On August 4th is Harrisburg. September 20th is Philly. September 27th is Gettysburg. And October 18th is NEPA. Lots of dates. Rewind that later on, because I'm going to stop right there and get to why we're really here tonight. It is to talk to the crew of the Miss Gay America pageant system production. So I'm going to bring them on in just a second. Let me see where my crew is at. I see you coming through the backstage. Here we go. Hello, and
hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, good evening. Good
Hi.
evening with those beautiful smiles. How are you tonight?
Good.
Doing good.
Very good. Can't complain.
I'm so excited to have you all here with me tonight. First of all, I give you snaps and a hats off for all looking the same in your blue shirts with the America symbol on your heart, we'll say. I love it. So thank you. So I know everyone's excited. So I also want to mention that if you have questions, I have the comment side open up, ready to go, viewers. So please ask those questions and I'll make sure they get asked. But first, my amazing crew, how are you?
Good. It's Thursday, almost Friday.
Is it hot there as it is hot where I'm at right now?
Very extremely humid and hot.
I think it was 108 2 days ago here in Pennsylvania, so I can't imagine what's going on Ohio.
NPA, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it was like 100 degrees, but then with the heat index, I think it was 108. So yeah, but thankfully I was at work. I was in air conditioning saving lives, so I was okay. but I'm sure my cat at home was not thankful for that. So what I want to do is I would love everyone to go around and introduce themselves and maybe a fun fact about them as well, if that's okay.
Awesome. Well, I'm Vivi Velour. That is my performance name, my drag name. Nobody really knows my boy name or my government name, so to speak, but it's Tommy. If anybody ever wants to say, of course, at Miss America, if you yell, "Hey, Tommy," I'm not going to turn around because everybody knows me as Vivi. Fun fact: I was Miss Gay Ohio America in 1999.
Yes.
I
live.
Okay, so there's me. Well, my given name, government name, is Gerson. I call it person with a G, but everybody in America calls me Taco. Little Taco. What can I say? Fun fact. It's my 10th year anniversary of coming to America as a backstage crew. So 2015 was my first time coming on board, and I'm loving it every year. And it's like the first Miss Gay America I met in person was Miss Blair Williams. Then the first one that I missed was Asia O'Hara, and then it was Susie, right?
I think
Susie.
so.
Yeah, Susie was the first crowning, and that was backstage. Was it New Orleans? No, Memphis, Tennessee. Then, but another part of history is that I got to see the first Miss Gay Ohio win her crown, Devastation. That was like nerve-wracking. It was so much fun. The adrenaline was rushing, and everybody was on the walkie-talkie. Get ready, and it was just very awesome, chaotic event that when Deva won. But
really cool.
That's enough. Yeah, I'll pass it on to Brian.
Don't worry, little Taco. We're gonna come and get some more from you. Sounds like you got a lot.
Hi, I'm Joey. A little fun fact about me is that actually the three of us live on a little farm here in Columbus, Ohio, and we have horses. I mean, we go horseback riding whenever we can.
I love that. Now I know where I'm going.
Come on down.
Maybe not when it's so hot, but
Right. I'm Brian Menegay. I'm the director of MGOA, which is Ohio America, as well as Miss Gay America. And a fun fact about me is I used to be a police officer.
you best behave.
And he still drives like he thinks he's a police officer.
Absolutely. Like he's trying to pull people over, and you're like, wait a minute, you don't.
This is my turn.
And then Sean.
I'm Sean Wyndham. Fun fact, this past January was my first year at MGO backstage. My first time on the stage was actually performing for Dex's Step Down.
I
was
love
the
that.
Fanatic.
So this was your first year backstage or something
Backstage,
like
yeah.
that?
The first time ever there was I was the blue flag for Dex.
Okay. So Blue Flag, explain what that is since you
Her color guard, her step down, her decrowning, or passing
Okay.
along.
Okay. And then last but certainly not least,
Kyle Weldon. How's it going, everybody? Fun fact about me, I enjoy traveling. I enjoy a lot of time with my friends. Sadly, these 5 individuals are all here. Another fun fact is I enjoy my dog a lot. He's my life.
what's your dog's name?
Axel, come here.
Do you want to show everybody Axel?
Hi. Come say hi. Come on. Up. Yeah, baby. Say hi to Joey.
Hi, Axel.
Why does Joey get all the love? What about Morgan? It's fine. It's okay.
I'll bring him this year. How about that?
Okay, perfect. Well, once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be a part of my vision and my dream of the American system and doing the podcast and continuing to allow people to see a little bit more than what they see on the stage or backstage. So first and foremost, thank you so much. I have my list of questions that we kind of ran through that I do want to touch on a bunch of it, but I do have to say, I noticed that on social media, there's a lot of pictures of all of you together. So how do you all live close together enough that you can all meet up at different times and arrange like meet cues, we'll say, or events?
So
We're all within
Go ahead.
15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
so Brian and I have known each other. We're only in our 20s, but we've known each other for longer than 30 years. But we're only 29 each. It's just really we've been a group of friends for a long time that just just do all of our fun stuff together. Brian, you were going to say I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect. Yep.
So I think that's absolutely incredible that, you know, I'm just going to lump everyone as a whole, where you've created such a bond before, middle, and after, right? Like, so some have already been friends before and you came through, and then you pull other people in, and then you just continue the bond, and then you're adding as you go. Like Sean, you said this is your first year backstage, but did you know the guys before? And I hope I'm getting everyone's pronouns correct, but
I did not until Miss Gay Louisiana America, when I was a backup dancer for Tasia Balls, and then I was coming to America with her, but it ended up working out that they came to New Orleans to support, and that's where we all met with Tatiana and Serena.
And then you were just like, I want to be part of
I just
that.
hopped on board and said, here we go.
I kind of like secretly now. I wish I had a blue. Like I want to be a part of the crew now. and then Francis had just said a bond, and I love it too, and I feel it, a bond that will not be broken for sure. And I just
She's amazing.
I really truly feel America as a whole. That's how I feel about it. But you all have that feel within yourselves too, which is just super special. So hats off to you all. Okay. So what I want to do is, because I want to try and keep on the time so we can cover a lot, because I'm sure everyone wants to know a little bit about each and every one of you. Why don't we go around and talk about what you do before we get into the juicy stuff with the pageant stuff? Let's talk a little bit about what you do outside of the pageant system, whether it be your career or your family. I know that like the three of you live together with horses, but I just want a little bit more about like what makes you you. Vivi, do you
I'll go ahead and kick it off. We enjoy driving each other crazy, all five of us. So that's one of the things. That's one of our hobbies, is driving each other nuts.
Now, how do you do that though? How do you do that?
Very easy.
How do I do that? I ignore text from Brian until his head pops off.
And I poke the bear.
Yes, sure does.
You stir that trend up.
Yeah. No, but I've done a lot. But right now, in the past 5 years and through COVID, I'm an HR director for a nonprofit 501c3 here in Columbus. Our mission is to provide hope-inspiring help and real opportunities for self-sufficiency. And so we have emergency assistance for rental and mortgage, but we also do workforce development, job upskilling, and housing placement.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
So it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Not a lot of money, but a lot of love.
Isn't that? And then you know what? That you had me at that. So thank you. All right. I was going to say your name, but then I wanted to say Little Taco again.
That's fine. That's fine. Well,
Wait,
outside
Little
of
Taco?
America,
Can I ask why Little Taco real quick?
why? Actually, the first time I met Brian, it's like, hi, I'm Gerson.
It goes back to Brian.
Actually, Joey and I were very good friends back in Cleveland. We're talking about more than 15 years ago. And Joey met Brian. Then Joey moved to Columbus, and then I followed Joey. I met Vivi, and then that's where it all started. We started cruising together. So we're actually going
Cruise ships.
Speaking
not
of
cars.
cruising,
Yeah,
thank
cruising
you.
on ships.
Thank you.
Yeah, cruise ship, not that type of cruising.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of cruise it is too, you know?
Right, exactly. So yeah. So actually we're going on our 11th cruise this September. So in 2 more months before we come back and reel it in to come to America. But outside of America, I it's going into 4 years that I've been working for Apple. So I've been dealing with the public for now almost 4 years. So meeting strangers is not something new. So when it comes to America, I bring those same values that I've been engraved in my brain from Apple, and I attach them to America. And it's like they're very similar foundation. The pillars are very similar, spread love and kindness and always put the public first.
Yeah. So when you say
Absolutely.
Apple, do you mean the Apple Store?
Yes. Yeah.
So I have a
And-
question for you.
Yes. Okay.
So why is it that when I walk in the store and there's nobody there, I have to wait because there's nobody there to take care of me? Like, there aren't they like scheduled times for everything there?
Yeah, I mean, you do have a greeter. I mean, and normally, see, this is my motto, and I always try to pass it on to my coworkers. Instead of waiting for the mountain to come to you, you better go to the mountain.
I'm going to say that as my next my on-stage
Yeah,
question.
yeah. So with that said, it's like I'm always like
Taco.
approaching the door, you know. And then my dad was a minister, so he was always at the front of the church.
Yeah.
So it's like I got that from him, and it's like like all my friends, they're like, "Do you even know them?" I'm like, "No, but I'm trying to get to know them," you know. So
I love it.
I'm always, I'm not afraid of approaching people.
Well, thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, so a little bit about me. Since 2001, I have been working in the medical field. Started off as an STNA. I have special training with dementia patients. That is like my heart is my dementia patients. Recently, past 4 or 5 years, I actually got my certificate to become a certified activity director. So I work in a nursing home doing activities with my residents as well as being an STNA.
I love that. So what does that mean? So you said activities director, right?
I am
so
the one that does the scheduling, planning the events, getting the entertainment in, sort of like rounding all you girls up at MGA. I got to get everyone together and ready to go when it's time to start doing this stuff.
No shade.
But forgive. So it's for like not dementia patients. It's more for elderly.
It's a variety. My facility has dementia, it's rehab, it's an assisted living facility.
Okay.
We have a wide variety of like young
It's
and
great
old.
preparation for the dressing room.
Yes.
You know what? I bet you your patients are a little rowdier than the backstage contestants, because I work on a neurology floor. So I deal with a lot of strokes and seizures and stuff. But you'll get a lot of patients who have the sudden confusion, so you have to work them up.
Yep.
Accordingly. So, well, I think that I love that. Look at you guys are amazing. So thank you, Joey. Brian, you're up, babe.
I'm not far behind. I was just recently promoted. I was a hospital liaison for skilled nursing facilities. And I just became the corporate director of business development. So I oversee 7 nursing homes, admissions and marketing. And I also have 6 assisted livings. So I travel throughout the state of Ohio for that now, and I truly love it. And I've worked from base level to patients all the way up to now corporate level. So, and then another little key fact about me is I started doing this in 2003 with Ohio America. And then I was asked to take on national level in 2010 when they brought it to Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I ran here for 3 years, and that's how we kind of got on board, and then they've kept us on board since.
That's incredible. So with your job, you have a lot of managing to do.
Correct. I manage and delegate very well.
And that's what everybody else is saying in the panel too, I think.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you. I love that. And Sean, what are you up to?
I've done a little bit of everything. I've been here permanently for a month and a half now. I moved from New Orleans from the previous 6 years. I worked in psych for 2 years as a marketer. I've worked in hospitality for 14. I've taught color guard throughout the states of the South. And I currently now work with Vivi as the housing navigation specialist.
I love that. I love the color guard piece too. I think that's fun. The only reason why, because my brother was in color guard in high school, so I just always got to give a little shout out. I didn't do it, but my brother.
I was gonna say, maybe that's your next talent.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I can be coordinated to a certain extent.
I got you, sis.
But when you have to start flipping things up, no. There'll be a lot of points deducted on my my sheet there. And then Kyle, what are you up to?
So I'm a truck driver. I've been driving trucks for going on 9 years now. I also own Gay Ohio America Esquire and Ms. Gay Capital City America as well. So both of those, my first year for the Mr. and then second year for my Mrs. And then so that's pretty much it.
I love that.
Kyle,
Kyle, I have to ask, since you are part of the Esquire
Yes.
brand, we'll say, has there been any prelims yet for that, or is it still?
So it's just a state, so it's open to the surrounding states. There's no like prelims for that at the moment, but I think we have going on 9 to 10 right now that are open states.
But
So-
nobody's competed yet, right? Like for the
No.
there's
There has been one or two state
Yeah,
regional
2
level competitions already.
Mhm.
that,
Yes.
that people have already qualified.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm gonna have to look into, because that was something I really truly was trying to do my investigation, because I gave all the shout outs to the contestants thus far for 2026 for America, but I really want to try and give shout outs to the other.
Yeah, because North Carolina did one, and
Yeah,
then
I know at least North Carolina. Alan Domingo had his already.
yeah, and then
Okay.
didn't Michigan have one too as well? I can't remember, but there's been 2 states already.
I'll have to ask her. I'm gonna do better about myself and ask Christopher and Naomi about
Same.
their prelims, because I think it's just very important, because everyone works very hard to get their spots. So I think it's really important to give them the accolades that they all deserve, just like all of you deserve your accolades as well. I think I'm saying the right word, accolades, but
Tomato.
here we are. So all right, so let's just keep the train going. I'm loving that I'm learning all this fun facts. I didn't know anything about you all, and I just love it that you are able to give me all that sharing. All right, so what I want to do is I want to talk about, because like I said, I think it's very special that everyone has a bond coming in. When I say everyone, I mean the crew. We'll just call you the crew for shortened word, but like, so you all come in together as a group already, and you do such sensational things. But I want to know what brought you in. Like, how did you start? I guess let's do it like this, because I know, Vivi, I always start with you, but who was the first out of the 6 of you that started? It was Brian. And so, Brian, can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I started running Miss Gay Ohio America in 2003. And then I continued and carried on that backstage, assisting with judges, just kind of everything in the Ohio America level. And then when Larry and Terry brought it to America to Columbus, Ohio in October of 2010, that had been the year that Coco was stepping down, and Cody Collins, may she rest in peace, won that year. That was my first year. And then we had it for 2 years with a 3rd-year contract set up, and they signed on and agreed to the 3rd year because it did so well here in Columbus, Ohio. And I ran it all 3 years. And then I thought we were going to kind of be done. And they were like, at the end of the weekend, I received the Excellence and Dedication Award, and they said, will you please have your team travel with us? And we will help take care of you if you can just help take care of us, because nobody else has done it this well. And we worked with Katia Lee Love all 3 years very well, strong team. And she basically said, I need them to continue and carry on with us because they do an amazing job. So she really pulled for us to stay on.
So what, for you specifically, Brian, what brought you then to the, like, did you know somebody, or did,
Yes.
It's you now.
So my ex, I dated a drag queen for 13 years, and my ex,
Not me.
and my ex was Miss Gay Ohio America 2002, 2003 now because they split it. But so she won in 2002, and then I started running it her year,
okay,
and then never stopped.
and then from Ohio you got brought into the national system.
Correct.
Okay, and then so and then who was next after you came on board?
Vivi.
Vivi?
Brian did the first year with a different crew, and then I don't remember why, there was something going on that I couldn't help the way I wanted to. And then the second year, I think I was helping with the door, and then the 3rd year, the backstage curtain guy got drunk and I took over for him. It was Tony, remember?
Uh-huh.
Tony.
Yeah. Sorry, Tony, if you're watching. I won't say your last name. But so then it turned into, I really enjoyed seeing the contestants, and the more we did it, and it was such a nice trip to be able to go back to what I call the sorority party or the fraternity party or whatever. So every year we go back, and it was just so nice to see everybody, as it always was. But in this capacity, we get so much more access to the formers, the forevers, and to the contestants. And I mean, we've been everywhere from the mold-filled Millennium Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri, all the way to the Memphis Airport Holiday Inn that didn't have hot water for anybody, to the, I mean, and it just has turned into something that we as a group look forward to.
Yeah.
And we hit the ground running. So it's like we walk in the door and we each have our post. And the first thing, it's like, I need a broom. I need this. I'm looking for this. I need that. I need a podium. I need this. We need chairs with backs on them because we know that Tiffany's going to want a chair with a back on it. I mean, and it just turns into, it is definitely hard work, but it's definitely a labor of love, and that we enjoy each other while we're doing it, as well as, hi, Rosie. I just see you join. Hi, Rosie.
She's like, oh, Memphis.
I'm about to give Rosie the link and tell her about to come in and tell me all about you boys.
No.
Give her
the link. She knows all
Well,
the
and after me, it was probably Joey.
Joey.
Yes.
Yes, it was me.
So wait, so I'm sorry, Vivi. So after you were a part of the system and the pageantry system, then you decided to come in as part of helping, we'll say, drunk Joey, or Joe. Who was it? Joe.
It was somebody else. It was
Somebody.
another person.
Doesn't matter. But then that's how you kind of got your in.
Well, I competed at Miss America in Little Rock in 1999. I competed in Miss America at 2000 when Kentia was crowned in Washington, D.C. I competed in 2001 back in Little Rock. And then I took a year off, and then Brian's ex that was competing was a very good friend. We were all very close there too. And so she asked me to paint her for Miss America. So I ended up going to Miss America with her. And so between helping, painting, or whatever capacity we were in, between Brian and I think we've only missed maybe a sum total of 4 or 5 Miss Gay Americas live since 1999.
Wow. Now I want to see all the videos and pictures of you when you were competing, by the way.
Okay.
I have them.
I will be hitting you up. That's so.
My crown's right over there, so.
That's fierce. That's very
Do
fierce.
you have a beta machine?
Maybe.
So okay, and then you said next was Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Got into it once I started talking with Brian in Dayton. I've always been into the drag scene. I've been involved with a lot of my friends that does drag. Rihanna Ali was always her dresser at different stuff that she done. Little bar titles with my friends, was their dresser, whatnot. Brian got with Brian, and he's like, hey, this is what I do. Every year we do Miss Gay Ohio America, and then afterwards we get invited to wherever Miss Gay America is, and we run the backstage. Is that something that you'd be interested in? I was like, of course. It'd be stupid not to. But when I first went, to be honest, America was not one of my favorites because it was just the rules, and I wasn't used to that with the bar titles and the little odds and ends. But as I got into it more and more, this system is the best thing that's ever happened. I love it to death.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you why?
Just the family that we have. It's like we're gone for a full year, but as soon as we all see each other, it's like we never left.
Yeah, I love that.
It's
Picking up that.
Never said goodbye.
Here, here.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
I love that. Okay, so then it was Brian, Vivi, Joey,
Then Taco.
Taco.
Hey. Yep. I did say a little bit like my first time, being backstage, but because he was Joey and Brian, and then Vivi and I, and then I was like, okay, so I actually moved to Columbus, and I started a job, and I couldn't go because it was a brand new job. He was working at the Mac Tools.
Yes.
Mac Tools selling tires. So so I wasn't able to go, and then I would get like videos and pictures from all their memories. They're traveling together, they're behind stage, backstage, and I'm like, you know what? Next year I'm going. So I was joined in, and we've been inseparable since then. Like I said, we travel together, not just for America, but as a group, we always have like options meetings. We also have a schedule we have to follow. To Brian, the cop, and but you know what? It's fun, and we all get along, and we all, like we all have a job, and it's like a little. Everybody has a puzzle, and when you put all the puzzle together, it will happen.
Incredible. So I just want to go back to the beginning. So what? So who conduited you into the system then too? Was it like you were friends with Joey? And
Yeah,
But then we started dating, so then it was kind of like the same story. Gerson and Joey knew each other from Cleveland. From there, Brian and I had been friends for many years. Like I said, he's 28 and I'm 29, but we've been friends for 30 plus years.
Yes.
And so they started dating. We started dating almost a year later, and it's just kind of all the way. And it's been 15 years for them and 14 years for us.
Oh my goodness.
Together. So yeah.
Are you guys? Do you mind if I ask? Are you married or just couples?
We're just couples.
Yeah.
We all have rings.
We have rings.
Brian actually proposed to me 2 years ago.
But he said he's never going to actually get married.
That was 2 years ago.
I think everyone's just waiting until I become Miss Gay America, so then I can do everyone's ceremonies.
There you go. We can do it backstage.
No, I'm doing it on stage at my step down.
Perfect.
And Morgan, just to kind of explain that a little bit more, since 2010, like you have to think about this. We've been doing this now for going on with COVID and stuff. I'll say like for me, 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
So over those years, we had teams, but this one got married, or this one moved, or this one couldn't do it no more. This one got a new job. So as that's happened, we've had to kind of rebuild that team or put someone in that spot. And we have to mesh together because we're working together for a whole week. So it's really important. And that's like right now we have a great, strong team. We have people that know what's going on. They know almost everybody. We know all the forevers. Like she said, we know Tiffany O'Bonez wants a back on the back of her seat because we've done it so long.
Right.
It's just like second nature to us. We know what we already need to put in place. So if you drop us tomorrow, like I always say, you might have 6 people that can run backstage, but they don't know the actual ins and outs and the quirks that they're going to be challenged with, at least for a couple years going in. When we've done it for so long, I can tell you what the oldest forever Miss Gay America typically needs or wants. So
yeah. And I think that's great too. And I even picked up when you were saying, like, when you get in there, everyone knows what they want. This person needs a broom, or this piece, like whatever that
everybody has a certain role.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And from my perspective of it, you can tell that you all do it, and you do it very well, and you do it with your passion of it, and the caringness that you all have is seen, or at least from my perspective of it. I can only speak for myself and my experiences, but you see it backstage. You see how you are when you interact with everyone. You make everyone feel important, whether it's a performer, whether it's a contestant, whether it's X, Y, and Z, a dancer, whatever. You truly all do that. And the reason why is because the group of you, not just 6, even the extended, are a core together and function so well, and that positive vibe that you have within each other spills over to us.
Correct. And I think you kind of hit it on the nail you said about our passion. And that's what we all have, that passion, and we love the Miss Gay America system. It truly is a family reunion for us. But when we come back, it's not like we want Michael and Rob to succeed, or we want, I'll say, the number 52 that placed last year to succeed or not succeed. We want everybody from the owners to the last person standing to succeed. And that's all our goal is. We aren't there to try to push someone certain into that spot, or we always want someone to win. Of course, we always want the Ohio girl to be in the top 10 at least, but we truly just want everybody to feel welcome and succeed at what they're there to do.
Yeah. Well, I love that. We're going to get back to that.
Okay.
But up next, Sean, Monsieur Sean, I don't remember what we were talking about. Oh, what do you do outside of the pageant?
No,
No,
no.
you're on to Kyle.
We're on to Kyle. He's the next one that came onto the team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Sean's the baby.
I'm visioning myself
They're trying to kick
backstage.
me out.
I'm
This is
visioning
why I
myself-
lead the group.
Thank you. I'm going to put you in your own box for us all.
So what happened was I started with marketing and advertising and making ads. And Tiffany Taylor, which is a promoter for Miss Gay Ohio America, she reached out to me to make some ads. And honestly, it started with this award that really brought me into the America system that actually showed a true family, something that a lot of people care for. And there's so many words I want to say that honestly, so many. I don't know where to begin. But honestly,
If you're gonna cry, we're gonna disconnect you.
I know.
Get ready.
I love
Thank you for
it.
stopping me. Thanks for
He's our
stopping.
sensitive one. The truck driver.
Right. What's up, bro? But yes, that's what started with the America system, and then Brian reached out and also wanted me to have my own pageant as well because I enjoy it. I enjoy watching people thrive, and that's what America's about. We all want to see everybody thrive and do better in their career and move forward. So honestly, America is the greatest system that I could ever be part of, honestly. And thank you, Brian.
You know, I have to say, like, how selfless is it of people to want to see other people succeed? Because you don't see that often in this world. And I mean this genuinely too. And that's something that I thrive to do as well. Yes, I compete and I love that part, but I also genuinely put my heart out there for other people. And it's just interesting that promoters or you, the crew, like you all are doing this because you want to see people succeed.
Yeah.
And that's
it makes me cry up when people like be happy. Exactly.
And I think it's a very special quality.
I think something that we all share together, our group, is that if you're shining bright, it doesn't make me shine any less bright. So if I'm helping you shine bright, it doesn't dim my light. And we're all kind of like-minded on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we know, I mean, we've been on the end of competing where you pack a microwave and put it in the room so that you can afford to eat for the week at Miss America. We've been there. And, we know that last 25 cents or dollar is going to get you a Crystal Burger or whatever, and so we know. And so we want everyone to feel like they are part of the system and feel the support of the system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we all believe in very much.
Well, it's really seen. It really is, and I mean that. All right.
Sean. Now, Sean.
What are we doing? Just kidding.
Last year was your first year.
Yeah, it was my first year. I've always been starstruck in a way, to put it out there, by the drag and pageant community.
Okay.
And the whole thing, because coming from dancing for so long, it's like you take yourself in a safe space, but also being in the queer community, it's different. I mean, we all see it, but as far as the drag goes, it's a more tight niche. Like, it's already hard enough, but like you choose to do that, and like the people who support you, that's your family.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that backstage is like, and also I will say it's crazy. I told them earlier, but watching someone paint for 2 hours and you see everything, but when you turn on the stage, it's gone. And that was my wow factor. But watching the passion, the creativity, and just the drive to, no matter if you get knocked down, you have somebody always to catch you.
Mm-hmm. So your first year going into it, since it's so fresh for you, like, were you overwhelmed? Did you feel like, was it like, because you said you also, I guess what I was trying to say is, because you're saying you get starstruck with the drag and stuff like that in a fabulous way. So now you're in the heart of it. What is that?
No, it's more of a craving for more. Honestly, because like I've back up dance for quite a while, off and on, but just seeing just how everything is and the difference, and like no one's really the same.
Have you ever done drag?
I've done it for our Gay Easter Parade in New Orleans.
Okay. Just
And a fun fact, I own about 135 pair of heels.
I'm sorry, what?
Follow me.
Yes.
100 and what?
135.
He owns
Pairs of heels.
135 pairs of heels, but he's only done drag on Easter.
Okay. And
I man dress like I dress in costume and fun pants, whatever shoes, but I'll throw on a pair of heels and walk down the street. I don't give a shit.
have you brought shoes to, did you bring shoes to America so you can?
I did. Our announced introduction that Desi did, I walked across in my pants with heels on.
I love
You bought a
that.
black pair and a red pair, right?
Yeah.
I got evidence.
Wax on.
What size shoe are you?
A 10.
I'm 11. Doesn't help. No, that's fierce. I love that. And you know what? Next year you'll bring your 3 pairs and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
I love that. I think that's cool. And I just, because it's very interesting. And then, so there's other crew members, correct? Aside from just, now, is there other ones that have been along for the long journey as well, or?
Rihanna Ali's probably the longest. She's been with us for quite a few years. She really caters to the Forever Miss Americas and helps backstage as well. And then she runs, like, a lot of times she runs sound checks and stuff with me during the day. And then you have like just people that do like the side jobs, which are just as important, like monitoring the side doors, making sure nobody that's not supposed to be backstage doesn't come backstage.
Yeah.
So we have no issues or security breaches or anything like that with all the issues and, of course, violence these days and protesters we've seen in Arkansas and stuff like that. So it's just to also do the same thing. We want you guys to succeed, but also be safe doing it. So,
yeah.
And Rosie's a part of that. Rosie's gotten more involved each year as well. And then, of course, like I said, I can't leave them out in case they're watching, but you have Terry and Jess that run the spotlights. They're amazing. So they're not our direct Ohio America team, but they're very much part of our family and our team because we include them. And they are amazing. They run the spotlights every year, as well as, you know, Brett that runs and kind of leads the whole audio visual side of things too. And me and him have a direct contact and connection. So yeah, I mean, there's different, like we said, there's different pieces and parts. The guy that runs all the video and the actual like payment screens is what I'm going to call them.
Hey, Nick, if you're out there.
Yeah, Nick. He also keeps in direct contact with Vivi on headsets the whole time, so they know when to drop the curtains and they know when to start, you know,
the
processing
floor.
the next contestant and stuff like that. So it's just a well-oiled machine at all times.
So should I not run one year, if that were a thing, could I get a headset?
It only happens when there's openings, believe it or not. And there's not openings very often.
Fine. We'll talk about that. No, I love it. Okay. I think I want to switch gears a little bit just for time purposes too. I just want to go around and kind of talk about, so I know how you kind of got into it, but I think I kind of want to see like, what is like a memory that you have from the America system that was so moving to you? I don't want to say just moving because it could be fun, it could be sad, it could be whatever, just something. What's that?
Emotional.
No awards though. No award. No. But no, I'm just curious to see like something, because you see it from a different vantage point than I do. So I'm just curious, something that stood out to you that you're like, wow, that happened.
For me, that's really that. I mean, Brian and I have been doing it for so long. There's a lot of great moments and a lot of not so great moments. I mean, and even the not so great moments have not been horrible. So I don't want anybody to take away from that.
Sure.
But I think about, you know, there was a contestant in one of the prelims back when the big props, when everybody brought big wooden props and all of that stuff. And so they moved on the props. It was a whole set, everything. And when they were tearing down the props, a 2x4 knocked one of the contestants' movers out.
Okay.
I radioed Brian. Brian, we got one down on the stage. We need to get him off. So Brian came up on stage. While they're taking the set off, he dragged the person off stage, made sure he was okay. We called the
Ambulance.
UMass.
the ambulance, but we had to run upstairs to call the ambulance because this particular pageant was in a ballroom that was underground, and so we didn't have a cell signal. And it was just that sticks out. I tell that story a lot actually because it just is scary, exciting, all of the above.
It's a real situation too. So that was during the actual like it wasn't like a rehearsal.
Oh yeah, it was.
night.
It was.
That was like contestant number 44 into contestant number 45. They were taking it off, blackout on the stage, and it was actually a 4x4 that hit him going off the stage and took him. And when he went down, he was still on the side of the stage, bleeding. And the show had to go on. They said, what should we do? I said, bring on the next contestant's props. I took him off the stage, and of course, we started rendering first aid as soon as we could, and ran up 4 flights of stairs. And I was smoking back then, so about died. To call 911.
Yeah.
And then he declined medical help. But yeah, like the show never stopped. Nobody even knew it happened other than who was backstage during those contestant spots.
Right.
Because it was a blackout on stage. So we just never stopped the show.
That is wild. But you also covered everything you did it all. Like it's not only did you just the show must go on, but like you tended to what needed to be tended to, which is probably huge that you were able to have the I wouldn't say walkie-talkie, but communication because that wouldn't have happened. And and you have to think on your feet too, right? Sometimes in your job point, like you all have to think on your feet too, because you don't know what's going to be thrown at you. You don't know what prop this contestant's bringing to the stage, right? So like I've been backstage, there's been so many props shoved which way.
I just thought of a second fun moment.
Okay.
Don't take all of them.
Speaking of big props, this will be my last one and then I'll pass to the next person. So in Memphis, Deva and her husband Mark brought this huge prop, and I'm helping them on stage. You know, let's get here. I've got my flashlight out, and then the MC, and I don't even remember who it was, started the talent, and I was stuck behind her prop for the whole talent.
I would love that if it was mine, because if I come around and I see your face there, that would just break my nervousness so much.
I didn't even know what her talent was. I was like, oh God, if they have to come back here and change clothes, there's not enough room for all of us back here.
That's incredible. See, okay, there's always some fun moments when the lights go down too.
No, and like I said, communication is like when we're on the walkie-talkies. Like I'm on the stage left, and we're like, where's contestant number 4? We need them on deck. And I'm like, Taco, go get her now because they're not listening to me. So I have to run around like a chicken without your head cut off, looking for the contestant. And I'm like, you have to go now. You have to go now. It's like, so those little moments that nobody sees, that only backstage can see and hear, those are the moments that make it so exciting. And then we talk about it later. You know, it's fun.
Now, Taco, I know you're going to tell me the truth. Over the communication, do you all just keep it business? Or is there some funny joke?
I mean, there are times where like comments are made that we're like, okay, so where did that come from? Yeah.
Okay.
Who
Which
said
we don't need to talk about it now.
Oh, Brian.
I would say that it's probably rated NC-17.
Perfect. See, very professional, very America. I love that. So what was Taco? What was a memory that you have?
Oh, when Deva won, like I thought I was in trouble because Brian kept telling me, Taco, get in the audience right now. You need to see this. I'm like, what's going on? And he goes, okay, come see me now. Come. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, come see me right now. I need to talk to you right now, but it needs to be in person. It needs to be in person. Like. To be honest with you, like Brian and Vivi are the only ones that know maybe the top 10, not this close. Like they know like the top 5 or they know the top 3, and I'm like, okay, that's good. But I'm like, I like to find out when it's said live. But when Deva won, Brian goes, okay, I need to talk to you right now. You better come over here because you need to go live. And I'm like, okay, why? why? I'm doing a job. You know, I'm backstage with all the contestants. It's like condominium. You can't move. I can't move nowhere. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? You know, and so but that was the moment that I was like, okay, what's going on? And that's when Deva won. Yeah, and we brought the crown to Ohio.
I love that. I love that the Ohio peeps have such a bond, and I love that.
Oh yes.
It's a bar stand. It's like raising that bar. You know what I mean? It's setting that standard, and I love it. Every second of it. All right, Joey, what's a moment that you remember?
I think it was either Memphis or Nashville when we was in the ballroom and they had the curtains and stuff set up. And that specific ballroom, their fire detectors and smoke detectors were infrared. So any slightest bit of break in that stream would set off the fire alarms and everything. So through the whole pageant, it was numerous times that the lights would start flashing and the hotel staff would come down and be like, everything okay? We just could not figure out what was going on. And then they finally told us, hey, you cannot block the sensors for the fire detectors because it's going to set off and bring the fire trucks and stuff here. So it was a very interesting night through the whole night.
So would that classify as falling into your laps? Meaning like, because it has to do with the production part of it and the movement. So then they're looking to you like,
Fix this and keep the show moving at the same time.
Wow. That is a lot of responsibility, especially when you don't even know what it's causing it. And then you're trying to still run it and you're trying to figure out what the heck the problem is.
Once we figured it out, then it was up to us to be able to, like, you have to move your props 3 feet forward.
Yeah.
They can't be on the back of the stage if they're going to be over 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
You need to move your props 3 feet forward. And we got a little pushback on that.
That was also, just real snippet, that was also the year that the stage was taller than it was supposed to be. And truly, Fabu went through the drop ceiling because when they raised her up, she took out the drop ceiling on the stage.
Oh.
It, just little things like that you don't expect, but extra 2 feet on the stage makes a difference. So,
sure.
And another time,
tell the state one, that's mine.
Oh, never mind. Brian's going to take that one.
All right, Brian.
Again, also Memphis, Tennessee. We were there and we walked in. We always get there early, and we kind of always assess the situation, check on the the theater, check on the hotel, and just do an overall run through as we're getting our initial stuff. And we walked in. They already had the entire stage put together. I mean, and it's always been about the same size. And they decided that it would help us and be prettier, the team that put it together, if they put carpet across the top of it. And me and Katia about had a meltdown. But also they'd already all left. So we had to take that carpet off. And they'd use staple guns just to make sure it's stapled down good. So about 4,800 staples later.
Oh my gosh.
Of all of us on our hands and knees for hours until the middle of the night, taking staples out and rolling up the carpet. So that's.
So what's interesting is that contestants don't see that.
And you everybody that next morning walked in to orientation like it was a new day. And we probably never said anything about it until 5 years later as a team, because we don't talk about anything positive or negative that necessarily happens until after we go home. Just like I always tell people, you might be mad, you might be happy, but everybody's feeling something different. Save it for the car, save it for your hotel, save it for Sally, Jesse, Raphael. Just don't here,
Right. I agree. It's just incredible because like I said, I know it's just fascinating to me because I don't see.
There's all kinds of, especially, it's always typically when we move venues, there's always a lot more hiccups.
Sure.
Like it's so easy now when we do go to Arkansas because we know the layout, we know the secret doors, we know how to get to point A to point B quickest if we need to.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful venue too. It's incredible.
One of the best.
And probably the most convenient as far as the hotel being attached to the theater and all that too.
Yeah.
For all the years I've done it, to be honest with you.
I agree. It's one of the most beautiful venues, the cleanliness, and also the size of the dressing rooms. As long as Arkansas doesn't have a winter storm, we're good.
Oh, yes.
Agreed. Was that 2 years ago? It was really bad. 2 years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, they weren't even door dashing. Who doesn't door dash in a snowstorm?
Wait, isn't that the year that the protesters were coming to and we had to be on high alert because
Yes.
like
And then they got the day wrong or something.
they got the week wrong, the weekend
Right.
wrong or something. Smarties, it was Smarties. Oh my god, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say the people that are watching, make sure, and the contestants that are watching, make sure you love up on the crew because of all the things you don't know that they're doing behind to make the stage perfect for you every time. I just wanted to say that out loud. And also, if you haven't yet, start looking into getting your tickets for Miss Gay America in January because the venue is absolutely fabulous at the Robinson Center in Little Rock, Arkansas. But that's another conversation.
As a guest, you probably want to start looking at hotel rooms now because they're probably either gone or going fast.
Yeah. I bet you. I have a feeling it's going to get that big this year, especially with them. And I'm not sure if Esquire's going to be there this year too. At the same time,
Yeah, they're in March of next year, I believe.
March of next year.
Yeah, in Kansas City.
Work. But I bet you they have to go and find another hotel to add on to the spillover.
We just keep growing. We're one of the biggest
amazing
national pageants, or the biggest probably now. It's just huge.
It's
we
amazing.
just continue to grow every year.
Sean, would you like to share a little? This is your first year, so this should be easy for you.
I have two actually. One's personal. The first one was I've been to America. January made 5 times as a spectator. Besides Dex's step down, but seeing people on the stage is like it's as big as you think it is. But being on stage is a whole nother experience for me as a performer. So that was very exciting and fun to do and very captivating for me. But then the next is personal because I got to see my chosen family, Miss Ivy Drip, 2025, catch her dream finally. But being there and watching her do that, and it was, I don't have words for it, but it was amazing to watch her do that.
Okay, Sean, if you're going to cry, we're disconnecting you.
I'm not going to cry. I'm all stay in your box.
It's only Kyle.
The other thing was funny, speaking of backstage, because no one really knows, another chosen girl, Miss London Manchester from New Orleans. She turned around. I used to dress someone in New Orleans, but London turned around. I was like, I never understood everything that went on because she was a backup dancer for Ivy. And she was like, it's chaotic, but you never know what's going on unless you're back there.
Mm-hmm.
You never see anything or hear anything.
Yep.
And you know what? With that chaos, do you know as a contestant who I look for? Someone in a blue shirt with the gold symbol of excellence with the headphones, because you all know what you're doing and what you're talking about, and you'll put me in the right direction. So
Absolutely.
What she did, she was like, "How do you do it?" I was like, "We just keep going. You don't have a choice to stop."
Fun fact: how about I knew Ivy before she competed, like before this year, and I didn't make the full connection because she was doing brunches out there down there in North Carolina or New Orleans, and is the same brunch brand I do up here, and I didn't know we performed, and I knew we performed together. We had a blast, and then I'm sitting there doing a live feed with her. And it finally hit me. I was like, wait a minute, do I know you? And she goes, yes, we know each other. And I was like, oh, so you knew that you knew me. And I'm sitting here not realizing how I knew you. But she's a doll, and she did absolutely fantastic this year. So
we have one. I'm going to say this. We have an extended Ohio America family for the Team America, for us, for the backstage crew. I just want to thank them as well. They're the ones that like you don't even ever talk about or hear about. They're the ones that when they're down there for 5 hours and we forgot to bring waters or bring something to drink, or we're dying of starvation, that Tasha Salad's one of them. She'll run up to our room, grab 3 waters, grab a cup of macaroni and cheese, and bring it down to 4 of us and feed us just to keep us going. So those, just like you have your team, we have another almost extended Ohio team, and Tasha Salad's always there for us. So I want to give her a shout out.
That's fair.
Thank you, Tasha.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yep.
Is Tasha on right now?
I don't know.
I didn't see that she logged in yet. No.
I was just curious because then I would give her a little shout out too. But that's amazing. And you know what? I'm just that love and the support is just continuing there. And
it takes a village.
It's overwhelming to me to hear. It's overwhelming for me to hear all this because one, I already know how close you all are. I know how amazing what you all do, but just to sit here and hear it and the way that you all function together, but then hearing the support from other people, it's just, it's really cool. It's really cool. That's excellence right there. So don't take that at the end when I ask you what excellence means to you. So, Kyle, what's a memory that you have?
This is my first year as well. Joey knows how emotional I can get, and he already fair warned me before I got there that it's could be a whole new world. And honestly, like sitting there on the sideline, watching everybody in the back get like, and going out there and like looking like pros, it's amazing that they can actually go out there in front of all those people and show their talent. It makes me cry because it's amazing watching on the side. Like if I was out in the audience, it would have been a whole different. I'm like, oh my God, yes. But watching everybody do what they do, it's honestly fabulous. It's amazing. So I can't wait for a second year. Honestly, I can't, because I enjoy it so much sitting on the side because I'm sitting there cheering louder than anybody else. Vivi can vouch for that.
I love it. I love it.
And crying. Don't forget crying.
Oh, yes, always. Yes. Yep.
I've seen Vivi.
Yep.
I've seen you get emotional. I saw you get emotional, and it was
emotional.
And you know what?
Amazing.
That was some. I mean, you all stand out to me a lot, but that was something that very stood out. Much so, I think it was when Tiana won, when I really saw the emotion come out. Meaning, like your heart investment in. It wasn't just you're there to do a job. No. And it clicked to me because good sees good, you know, and it was just really cool to like it moving to me that I saw that. So
we go through a contestants year after year, and everybody's always, for the most part, very nice. But some are, of course, are quiet. Some are probably scared of us. But there's always like those couple that stand out. And honestly, the last few years, Desi, Dextasy, and Tatiana, that's probably why it was so special to us. We're always so kind. And always like would announce it to the group, make some noise for the backstage staff. They're always so good to us. Make sure you say thank you. So it always meant a lot more, and we honestly connected a lot more with them. You always connect with some that are the returning ones versus those one time and done kind of contestants that just probably wanted the state title and weren't really going for the national level anyway. But everybody again is always nice, but that's probably why we get a little more emotional when it's someone near and dear to our heart, or that's been so good to us over the years that we finally see achieve their dream.
Yeah. I love it. I know. And I'm just like, what do I want to talk about? Because what I really want to ask is I want to hear the juicy stuff, because I think that's what everybody wants to hear. But I'm trying to figure out how to ask it where we're still being professional, but I still want to know.
Demure.
Yes, very cutesy. But I'm trying to figure out if we can do that. And I think we can. But I want to because I kind of, so I don't even know how to ask it. So anyway,
there's tea that is good memories too. So we can tell some tea without being rude or mean about it. So
I love that. Why don't you set the precedence for us?
Like the year that Susie won, she popped her thumbnail right before she went out on gown. And she's like, oh my God, I popped my nail. We got to stop. I'm like, we don't stop. And the music went on and she modeled gown like this.
Oh, that's right. I did hear that.
Or the year that Asia won, during her talent on final night, she missed the stairs and fell off the stage.
Yeah.
At the end of her number. Like I literally, it was like a slow motion. Because I was like, I could see her coming at me, and the stairs were over there, and I was like, and she went, woo!
Oh my goodness!
And same thing. The show went on. We took her backstage. We iced her ankles until literally, because that's when they started doing just the top 5 came out, and they did the onstage questions. So they all had to come out, and literally right before we got her in her foot and got her in her shoe, she went out. She did onstage question, nailed it, and ended up winning the pageant. So
that's incredible. That's actually an incredible story for her as well.
Her ankle was this big that night.
Wow. And you know what? She probably literally said, "Thanks to the crown, take me up to my room and elevate it, please." Oh my goodness.
This is something that nobody probably knows, but every year it never fails. There's always a runner behind the you have the station, you have the big screen TV, and there's a little gap. That there's always either a dancer or a dresser. There's always one every year that
one last year.
If something goes wrong, if they pull a cable, in the back of behind the big screen TV,
Yep.
and that falls, it's over. So
Every year there's somebody that tries to run from one side of the stage to the
To
other
the other.
behind the screen.
yes,
And we're like, you got to go to the hallway.
yes,
You got to go to the hallway
And then
because
this-
this is a $25,000 screen.
You're
And I
saying,
have to stop
Probably
that.
more.
but
More
wouldn't
like
you
a
see the person?
$55,000 screen, but
Wouldn't you see the person running across though?
no, because
No, they're behind the screen.
Got it.
And then there's a curtain.
to it.
There's there's the
It's like a-
You could probably see their legs if it's not blacked out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's behind. It's between the
Yes.
hallway
and it's
then
all full of cables and
Right.
like, outlets and all this and that, and if they get electrocuted, where I fall, you know.
oh my
And I'm like, and so there's been several years where I'm like, you can't go out. You can go out there. You have to go out the door. If you're in Little Rock, you have to go out the door because I'm like
Yeah.
stage left. So I'm there with the flashlight. There's, and make sure you don't trip. And I hold your hand, and because I can't touch your gown, I can't touch your, so I have to hold your hand to take you out of the door. But there's always a dresser. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go to this side. Yeah, go through the door. No, they don't listen, so they go behind the TV.
Has
No.
anybody ever had an almost, like where they almost pulled a cord or
Thank goodness, no.
like,
Not
right, so
that we know
not
of,
that
I'd
we
probably
know.
have a heart attack.
Yeah.
But
I'm knocking
one
on
thing-
wood. It's
One
gonna be
thing that you
good.
brought up that I think is important, and I think Brian will second this, is that we can't help you with your hair. We can't help you with your gown. We can't help you with your props. We can help your team
Mhm.
understand where everything goes. But if we help one, we have to help everybody.
Everybody.
And so we're not being
You ask us to sew your gown, for example, and we do one thing wrong and that zipper splits, it's on us then instead of
Yeah.
on your team. So
Do contestants
every
ask
year,
that?
multiple
Oh, yeah.
times.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or can you pull it together while I zip it up? Just things like
No.
that.
Right.
Can't
Like you
touch it.
can't even
No.
Ask your
Mm-mm.
dressers beside you when they're available. Always ask the team beside you.
have you have you ever had it where like you were saying like, oh oops, I broke a nail came off. You're like, well, keep going. Now, have you ever had anybody not, because I've seen it in other pageants that I've been a part of, has a contestant not been there on time to get on the stage where they've had to been skipped?
Press play.
Next.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
So
Hamburger
what
Mary.
happens? So what? Because I'm not even saying names. So what happens? Do the contestants come up to you and they're like, "What's going on?" Like,
well, we've had some medical emergencies that we've needed to move some things around, low blood sugar, and just some different things like that. As far as contestants just not being there, we make them be there, and I'm just gonna.
you do, and you rally everyone. I mean,
We've had
everyone.
some close calls with some that are up to the last minute because they think they're on their own time slot.
Minutes, seconds.
Mhm.
And they know, or I hope they know that, I mean, that's up to the owners, but ultimately they're probably going to get, if their slots missed, they're going to get a 0 if it's for gown or talent or whatever it might be. Unless, again, like Vivi said, we make that decision because it's a medical emergency or something like that is happening.
It's just what I want to be part of the crew just so I could be a part of all this hype. I can't. Anyone else have anything that they want to share that's juicy?
Is it happy all day, Brian?
Oh
Oh boy.
No.
No.
no! What? Yeah, we get our own little crew backstage room where we see the show go on, and I'm like, and we're like, sometimes I look at it, and I'm like, I can't believe we're behind that curtain. This is going on behind the curtain. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
And
Oh,
it's
secret
very
trouble,
overwhelming
Michael
because it's strange, and it's like, and you see this little contestant, this little bitty contestant immensely, and then actually this past year where we were able to walk the catwalk for Desi, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, I couldn't see nothing. I thought I was gonna fall off the stage,
Yeah.
because it was so dark out there. It was like a sea of people. You couldn't
Yeah.
see nothing, and
Nope.
it's like you see the spotlight hitting you. I'm just leaving the stage right now.
Sean, did you wear heels, Sean, for that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you would. You
Yep.
would. Wait, I also want to give a shout out real quick. Nothing bad. Why can't I hit it? I got a hello from Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Everyone's just sending so much love.
Frances Ann. She wants you to call her by her legal name. Frances Ann is Joey's mom, and she's part of the Ohio America team.
Listen, I have proof for that. Hold on. Let me go back up real quick because there you go.
There it goes. Yes.
I love that. I love that. Family first, I love it. So just another fun question that I do want to ask, and then we'll kind of start gearing towards wrapping up. But so what are your hours that you work? Like, so are you there from 7 to 10? I see, but that people don't know this. Like, I didn't know that you pulled nails out of the stage. I think that it's important for everyone to hear your investment and what you do.
So we get a schedule every morning.
There was one year, this will be an additional New Orleans story. I'll start with this one. And we found out that part of the crew didn't show up. And they said, can you have your crew help unload the entire stage?
Oh my God.
And music equipment and all that. And I said, yes, but I never woke up my team because I wanted them to be fresh for orientation. Mm-hmm. So at 3 a.m., me and Joey went down until 5 a.m. carrying stuff in all night long from the semi. And what you don't realize if you were not at New Orleans versus Arkansas now, how easy it is. New Orleans was literally like you went down like 3 football fields long, and then you had to go up three floors, and then you had to go back 3 football fields long to get back to the ballroom that we were in. So everything had to be loaded and then taken up and then placed properly where it went. So when you guys came in, the 90% of it was done and stuff like that. So that's like the things you don't always see.
Yeah.
But it just varies. Obviously, usually the day before we kind of have a little bit more relaxed time. But we do like all the Forever's badges, all the promoters badges. So people don't always see that part of it, where we're like meeting sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning because promoters got delayed, or Forever's just planes got delayed and now they're getting in at 2 in the morning. So they need their badges because we might not see them the next day. So we're still up giving them badges, or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning because they are going somewhere or have something going on. And then we also have runners going back and forth to the hotel sometimes because there's also the ones that get there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and we're already over at the theater. So they can't get in because they don't have their badge to come through with all their bags and stuff.
Right.
So that's some of the stuff. So I would say we start roughly like an hour before orientation every day, when orientation is usually at like 10. Mm-hmm. And get really motivated and moving and make sure we're all together and we have everything ready and together. And then our typical night doesn't end because we end like the show ends at usually typically late 11:30, maybe 12. We got done a little earlier this year on a couple nights, but then it's like
thanks, Rob.
And then it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then of course we have to have a few cocktails to wind down. So
I can post that because I'm a nurse. I can say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So before I'm going to do the wrap up, but with the what your meaning of excellence is, but I do want to ask: is there anything else that each and every one of you want to say before we start gearing towards the end?
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. This was wonderful. It's nice to get acknowledged. Not saying we don't, but it's very nice to get acknowledged, just like anyone else that would want to or appreciate it. So,
well, I mean it and I mean this, that I see what you all do, and I know that other people see what you all do too, and it's important to give that moment to you all because you work so hard. And I think it goes back to what Kyle was saying, where like you guys, you don't do it because you want to succeed, you do it because you want everyone else to succeed. And that selfless act is just so moving that I hope you get more, even from just this podcast and people watching it and buzzing about this, that I hope you all get more recognition that you deserve and continue this beautiful thing that you have going. So thank you. It's mine.
One more little thing. It's nice to get part of the acknowledgement. It's nicer every year when we come back to Miss Gay America. You'll get, I'll say 4 to 7 contestants that will grab us and be like, thank you for what you did when I was here. I didn't thank you, but I went to another system, we'll say vaguely, another system. And this is the most amazing backstage staff and help we've ever had. They didn't know what was going on or what to do when they went to these other systems. So that takes you miles of happiness when you hear that. That's how well we do on the America side and the America system. So
there's something that I really enjoy, and I want to give a shout out to Bobby Bruno, who Jennifer Fox joined real quick. She's one of the first Miss Gay Americas that I ever met, and she wasn't Miss Gay America. This was long before, but I met her at Gigi's in Detroit, and she was so welcoming. Jennifer was to me and everything. But what I really enjoy, new paragraph indentation, is seeing the journey of the
HR.
Yeah.
Like we have, like Tatiana, for example, or Dextasy, or Desi, for example, or Deva, any of seeing the journey, and then getting the crown and watching their growth from crowning moment till step down moment. I got the hairs on my arms are standing up. There's just something that comes to a Miss America during her year that is not explainable, and I don't know how to put it into words, but that journey that they take, it's really visible to us because we've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
It's moving. It's priceless is what it is, and I love that.
Okay, excellent. Go.
Yes, we're going to do that. It's time for everybody to enjoy their weekend, right? We have a fun weekend ahead of us.
Yes.
Yeah. With all those smiles. I love it.
Well, we all go camping together at Circle JJ's, which is a gay campground in Scioto, Ohio, like we talked about before. This. And it just so happens to be foam party this weekend. So all the Christian-like activities you can imagine.
And you know what? My motto is you work hard, you play hard, right?
Absolutely.
Bingo.
I live. So in true fashion of my podcast, Let's Get Down to Excellence, I love it when the guests that are on go around and just tell me what their meaning of excellence is so everyone can hear, because everyone's meaning of excellence is different, and everyone has their own exposures and experiences to the America system. So if it's okay with you, I'd love everyone to go around and just quickly tell the viewers and us what your meaning of excellence is.
We'll go in the same order, I guess.
If that's okay with you.
First of all, shout out to Josie, Mama Josie, love you, and Tim. Tasha Salad's on there, yes.
Hi, Josephine.
And Rosie, yeah. Excellence to me means that I am one step ahead of where I was yesterday, and I'm always striving for that next step forward. I think life is a journey of learning, and no one should ever stop learning. And excellence is not a landing place. It's not where you end up. Excellence is the journey itself and taking you to that next step. Sorry, the dogs.
Second that.
And so when are you competing again for Miss Gay America?
Once I get a benefactor, because I really enjoy my cruises now rather than my Coco Vegas.
I need to get on one of your cruises because I'm sure it's a ball.
It is.
It is. They said, I love it.
What is excellence
Taco.
for you?
Yes.
Excellence is tagging along. What Vivi said is, like the journey. Like right now, I'm experiencing that same journey. Not similar. Now I'm not doing drag at Apple, but I'm going through that hoops and obstacles just to get to that goal. And even when you reach that goal, keep on passing that torch to others. That's excellence to me.
I love that. I love the passing of that's cool. I love that. Well, somebody ran away. Brian, do you want to go next?
Sure. I've kind of always lived by the saying, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. And that's just kind of always push that extra step to succeed. And I think when in the America system, so to speak, when they meet those goals and they meet those dreams and they get that crown, that is the excellence, and they have achieved that excellence. For me, I do that every day with my work. I want to succeed. I want to push the goals. and also succeed and meet that excellence as well. So I think it's important to have those goals set, whether it's in your personal life, your private life, your professional life, your drag life, and succeed to get that excellence in your mind and in your soul.
I love that. Sean. The torch is passed
Follow
to
up
you,
to that.
Sean.
Right.
I like how Joey left. By the way,
I would say mine is, even for personal, it would be the same as, like, everyone's life is different, but it's personal would be, it's your own kind of excellence, like your own kind of growing path. But even though it gets hard, like, you should keep striving, because you should never settle. Because when you do, you become stagnant and complacent. But as far as a system goes, I would say excellence for me means that even though you get that crown on your head, like, you're not done. You're never done. And I've seen things that have been that way, but for most, you're there to support no matter what. Even as a bystander, even if it's not your place to be there, you're always supporting. And how can I help you?
I agree. I love that. And I love
Amanda.
Thank you. And Kyle.
So excellence to me is like going beyond doing a great job. It's about like bringing intention, integrity, and effort about everything that you do. It's not always about being perfect, but it's about striving to grow and to like improve yourself and upholding high standards constantly. And that's what America Girls really, really do, should I say.
I love it. I was thinking, is Joey say goodbye?
He's having a moment. He'll probably be back.
That's okay. And if Joey's not back, I just let them know I love him.
I will.
I just noticed that Rihanna Ali joined, and I want to recognize her because she's been an integral part, as Brian said, an integral part. So Rihanna Ali's watching as well, and she's been with us for multiple years. And thank you, girl. We appreciate everything, and hopefully you'll be back with us next year or the year after.
Yeah. We also, I want to say, shout out to Ethan and Lauren. They have been, when I first came into the system, they were there too. So they're no longer in the system because they moved to another state. But shout out to, Lauren and Ethan.
I love that. Any other shout outs? I love it. By the way, I just want you to know, y'all are giving these shout outs to people, but the overwhelming response of how much people love you all is incredible. But I understand there's other people that are part of this.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Machine,
Absolutely.
the well-oiled machine works. So
Absolutely.
I love that you're giving the
It
shout
takes a
out.
village. I say that all
It
the
takes
time.
a village, yeah.
For every contestant and every team, including the backstage team.
I agree. Unfortunately, maybe not the one that got hit in the head with a 4x4, but that's okay.
Yeah.
They're all right now. All right. Well, I think it's I know we spilled over on time. I wanted to keep it to an hour, but I definitely I just enjoyed talking to you all, and it's just y'all energy is so contagious, and just I could sit and talk to you for the next 3 hours, but
Let's do it.
we have camping to do. But no, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I am going to speak for everyone a part of the America system, whether it's contestants, promoters, XYZ, people that are watching, whatever. I know they thank you for all that you do, because if it wasn't for all you, this would not happen. You are the glue that keeps it together, and you keep everyone sane, and you make it a well-oiled machine, is all I'll say.
Appreciate it.
So, thank you. And I hope after this, everyone continues to give you your accolades as well, if that's the right word. If you know.
It is.
It works. Yeah.
Okay.
Roses, flowers.
Roses, your love. And I was going to tell everyone to give you hugs every time they see you, but I don't know who's a hugger and who's not. So we're not going to do the hugs.
I'm a hugger and a crier.
And a crier. Well, thanks again. I'm going to bid you all adieu. If you wouldn't mind just saying goodbye to everybody, and then I'm just going to
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
everyone.
much for joining tonight. I see
Thanks,
you
Morgan.
in the world. Thank you.
Bye.
What a fabulous evening. I am just I'm smiling from ear to ear because the crew has just opened my eyes to a whole different world of the America system that I see, but I just don't know the ins and outs and all the great things that they do for the system. So hats off to everyone that helps the contestants get to achieve their dreams. And actually, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to put Joey on the spot. I know he can hear me right now. Is he right there? I want Joey to tell his mom what the meaning of excellence is.
For me, the meaning of excellence is just doing your best with integrity, passion, and just going for your dream. And I heard Sean say earlier, once you win that crown or get to the point that you want to be at, never stop, just keep on going.
I agree. Thank you. I just want to bring you in as well so everyone can see
Thank
you
you.
as well and say goodbye.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
So I'm just going to leave this podcast where it's at because I just think that the greatness that this crew does is just where I want to leave it. I thank everyone for viewing tonight. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that share button. The more people you bring in, the more people we have fall in love with the America system. I can't wait to see you again on my next podcast and look for the flyer soon. Thank you again so much.